This is a new guitar I got, and by new I definitely mean old. It is a Takamine F-360 model. It's modeled after Martin D28, and it's definitely not in pristine condition. You can see the back of the headstock all scarred up here. There's something going on with the neck right there, some kind of chunk that got eaten out of that. A little bit of this binding is pulling away from the body, but I was able to get it for, like, in pristine condition. These guitars probably around 600 bucks. I was able to get this for $50, and it was actually precisely what I was looking for, which is, I was wanting a guitar that, you can see even on the neck here, the inlay on the 7th fret has come off. So I was wanting something that, as it gets cold outside and I make fires and I get the urge to play guitar outside, I wanted something that that felt good and sounded good, which these old Takamines are known for sounding really good for what they are. It's laminated top and laminated top and laminated back and sides, spruce and rosewood. So spruce top and then rosewood back and sides. But I wanted something that I could expose to the elements and not worry about it getting ruined and messed up. Just a beater guitar. I didn't want to have my Collings or my Martin out there by the fire. So this is exactly what I was wanting. Just one problem for what a beater guitar should do for you, and that's it doesn't hold tune that great right now. The strings are constantly going out of tune. So I was hoping that I can maybe fix that. So that's what I mean whenever I say won't hold tune very well. So I just picked the guitar up. It's been sitting in that stand all day, and that's what it's done, just sitting there not getting played. And this G string, so it's the G string, that's kind of the worst offender too. Listen to this thing as it tunes up, how the tuner gets tight and you can hear it catching. You hear that? Like, so this G string tuner, it should not be doing that. It should be smooth. So anyway, hopefully I can figure out a way to rectify that situation. So in hopes of rectifying that situation, I got some new tuners off of Amazon. These are Grover tuners. They're not the most expensive tuners in the world. They're not the cheapest tuners in the world, but the goal is to simply hold tune. So hopefully they fit. They seem to be a similar shape to these right here. So you notice this tuner, it doesn't have the casing over it. This tuner right here looked just like all these other ones. Whenever I got this guitar home and kind of got it cleaned up, I realized that the G tuner basically was constantly slipping, so I took off the casing and tightened up that screw to just get it to hold somewhat tight. But still, the tuners at large are just terrible. So hopefully replacing them will get this guitar to hold tune and do what I want for it to do. So the first thing I want to do is just get these strings off of it. Long process, but we'll speed up the video and you'll just kind of see all that happen. Okay, so the strings are off the guitar, and I've loosened and taken out the screws from around this E-string tuner. And what happens here is the whole machine just removes itself from this bushing right here. And Grover, in the package of tuners that I bought, Grover actually included bushings of their own for me to replace if I needed to. But, and by bushing I mean like this right here, that silver part that's on the front of the headstock. Also, you can hear me banging this guitar around. Like, I'm really glad to have a guitar that is absolutely a beater. Not that I'm going to intentionally try to mess it up, but it's nice to not have to worry so much about banging. So I'm going to take the new Grover tuner and I will put it into, I'm looking at my computer here, mirror image, put it into that slot. It goes and fits perfectly inside of that bushing that's already there, so I'm not even going to worry about it. And then I'm looking at the slots on the back, and it's probably very difficult for you to see. I can take a picture of it. It's exactly what I can do. We can switch to this other iPhone here. So having switched cameras, you can see here where the tuner lines up already perfectly with the holes that were already there. So now all I've got to do is put the screws back into those holes, and I've got a new tuner on this thing that should be better than the other ones. Also notice like how similar in shape this new tuner is right here on the back to that one right there. So I think I lucked out in that the dimensions are roughly the same for those holes lining up. So little screw going in to hold down this tuner. Screwdriver here. It's in there firm, it's not loose, feels good. I'll just do that 5 more times and I should have 6 new tuners on this thing. Okay, so here we are with all the Grovers installed. They look good, feel good. All of them are tight against here. That one, you notice I had to go with whoever's guitar this was before mine. They had messed around with the tuners for some reason. Like you can obviously see something was going on here, but they put this other screw in the old tuners and it really kind of wallowed out the original pilot hole, so I had to reuse that same screw because the Grover screw was too small and it was like super wobbly. But anyway, they're on there, they feel good. Let's string up the guitar and see what it sounds like and feels like with these new tuners, and hopefully it'll hold tune. Okay, so I got the strings back on it. It is not in tune, but I'm going to go ahead and tune this thing up. I'm going to keep it in a tuning half step down. Alright, so I've got this thing in tune. I like the way it feels, like the way it sounds. And this will be good for just kind of having around the house, taking outside, and not worrying a whole lot about what happens to it.